is socialist, communist. You're all welcome here, you radicals, and even nihilists. Even if you don't care about anything, come join us, right, Hassan?
Yeah, for sure.
Who else do we welcome here? Who's despised?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all domestic terrorists.
Those are not my words. That was at the was it CPAC?
Yeah, it was a CPAC.
They just straight up said that. I didn't say anything.
All right, can we address the elephant in the room? What the fuck's on your head, dude? What's happening? You just rolled up all casual from over there, like what happens when you go outside to the grocery store and like people see you?
Well, I forget I look like this, so I just assume that I'm super famous and everybody knows who I am and loves me.
No, okay. What about your kids? What was the first reaction?
Well, Theodore was about to cry, and he laughed a little, and then he started crying and says, "When's your hair gonna be back to normal?"
Yeah.
But he did the same thing to Ela. She just dyed her hair, bleached it, and he did the same thing.
She had the exact opposite. Like her. I mean, she was great, but like her new look is fire. You did the exact opposite.
What are you trying to say, bro, about my new look?
I mean, you went with the Mugatu. I haven't seen that in a very long time. I respect it.
Thank you, man.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Actually, I do want to say thank you to DoorDash for sponsoring this episode. Yeah, obviously, I went to Jeff's barber Jeff Barbershop, which should be coming out, I guess, next week, and he wanted to actually give me a nice haircut.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, bro.
Dude, you should have gotten like waves, like a fucking, fuckboy Obama.
That's what he was gonna try to do waves on me.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would work.
And then you could have posted up with an AirPod, taking a photo like it's like a 2019 meme.
You're talking about waves like when it's flat?
Yeah, like waves.
You think I could pull that? You think that would happen to my hair, that I could do waves? I was skeptical.
Yeah, you definitely could do that. Everyone can do that. It just depends on I think product and how you manipulate your hair. Yeah, see?
See that was one of the
options. You could definitely do that because you have curly Jewish hair.
Doesn't it take a while to get those going?
Middle Eastern Muslim hair, so we're closer to waves than like a straight haired like white guy is, and they even do it.
And pussy too.
But how do you do that? Because I think you have to like wear a do-rag for like weeks.
Yeah. Jeff has been trying to cut my hair for I would say a year now. And after seeing this, I'm like, I don't know,
good. No, he's super talented, bro.
No, I
know. You should do it.
I know. I mean, he ripped it. Like, it looks good.
I just swallowed a piece of ice. I got stuck. It was cold in my throat.
Good start to the show. Shouts out to DoorDash for sponsoring the show.
Yes,
Thank you.
We love that. So, a few things to discuss here today. Obviously, one is the midterms coming up. I want to talk a little bit about that. Encourage everyone to vote, right, Hassan?
Yeah.
You want people to vote, right?
I do. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes people on the
internet are insane.
Sometimes on the far left, they go, voting doesn't matter. I'm not voting. And okay, good. Yeah.
Voting is still incredibly important. I understand the feeling of powerlessness when it comes to the larger party analysis and voting for a Democrat over a Republican in certain districts or whatever. You can still make marginal positive changes when you vote for the Democratic Party, which is fine, but ultimately you should always vote, especially for the local elections, because that is where you truly will have a profound amount of influence over your own life and the life and safety of others.
So, guys, we want everybody to go to vote.org, right? That's the website. It's actually not too late in a lot of states to still register to vote.
Yeah.
Some states it's too late. Some states are 30 days, some are 15 days. But go to vote.org. They will tell you all the information you need on your state, and they will help you register. It's extremely easy. This is why we're here. This is why we do this show, to make a difference. We're here Go to vote.motherfucker.
Into seeing a Facebook post and then lying to his audience and claiming that it's actually a friend of his that said this to him.
A first-hand account. By the way, apparently they're called otherkin, people that identify as animals.
Oh, God. That's a can of worms you don't want to open up, my friend.
I'm just says what it's called.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, our stream dropped out for a second. I thought maybe we got banned for a split second, but then it came right back.
Oh, we're good. We're back. We're here.
Seemingly so.
Okay, let's freaking go. Yeah, I was going to say, if we have our way, Hassan, and you go to vote.org, we will have kitty boxes in every school across America. Otherkin will no longer have to pee and poop like other human beings. They are more, they are their own, they deserve better, right, Hassan?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at audio. They're saying audio.
Yeah, apparently we're having all...
Oh, the stream is messed up? All right.
I'm watching right now. I'll keep you guys updated. Seems fine for me so far.
Love says the stream is effing. What do you see? We got...
Well, yeah, it dropped completely for a second. But,
seems to be back, though.
Let's see, guys. Just bear with us here as we troubleshoot. I think this won't take long. We're just waiting for everything. I see it going on my computer. It seems fine.
Audio is fine. Okay. Maybe it's delayed because YouTube chat is like, YouTube live stream chat is so delayed. I always forget.
So, people are saying...
Yeah, everybody's saying it's fine now.
Okay, great. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we were saying... Obviously, the government doesn't want us to say this, but boxes.
We are getting paid by the Brandon administration. I think it's important to point out. You know, you always got to shout out your sponsors. Shouts out to DoorDash and also the Joe Brandon administration because they know we are the #1 bimbifying force in America for all of our children. You know, this wouldn't be possible without the Joe Brandon administration.
Yeah,
really.
actually, there was a story I heard on the New York Times. It turns out Joe Biden actually started using a kitty litter box.
That's true. It was a friend of mine told me that.
Yeah, no, I read that. And a friend of mine, his wife works at the White House.
Yeah.
And she saw him do it, man. It's crazy.
I loved it. Like, back in the day, this was one of the oldest internet memes. It's like, my uncle works at Nintendo. And now it's just like the most popular podcaster on the planet with like 90 million people listening to him doing that exact same thing. My uncle works at Nintendo. And he told me that they have kitty litter there.
You know, we talked about that clip of Joe Rogan saying that. Was that one of the dumbest things he said, do you think?
No.
No? What's dumber than that?
He says dumb shit all the time. It's not new or unique, I think. I mean, he did the whole, like, he tried to argue that, like, Tesla was the most popular and like, the most...
Oh, yeah.
Had the most revenue-generating car manufacturers, or had the most cars that they sold. It was, like, insane.
Oh, some people are saying if you're having issues with the stream, refresh the page and then it should be resolved. Okay? And there it is. So let's see. Next week, by the way, top of the show, we have Andrew Callahan of Channel 5 will be joining us here on Leftovers.
That's my boy.
Hell yeah.
Friend of the show, friend of both shows, in fact.
Yeah.
A great guy. And a rising star, my goodness. He's already risen, but how high can he rise?
I cannot wait for the doc to come out. I'm so excited. I've seen pieces of it. I know he's like teasing it on his live tour now too. I saw pieces of it like 2 years ago almost at this point.
Really?
And they've just been holding on to it. I'm like, come on. I need to see it.
Well, it's coming on HBO Max. That's so legit.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be
very cool to see.
I mean, it was made with Absolutely, right? They produced it.
Mm-hmm.
It's about apparently he was there on January 6th.
I always thought he never. No, there's
6th?
footage from January 6th for sure. I don't know if Andrew himself personally was there. But we can ask him.
He says that he can get the screener for us soon, so we can get a little
let's
preview.
go.
Yeah, I'm excited about it though.
I'm gonna leak it.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna immediately post that on Twitter. Pirate Bay, baby.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's exciting. We're going to talk about some top of the show stuff. Then, obviously, we're going to talk about me being canceled on Twitter by every conservative shitbag, the usual suspects. And then we're going to talk about the midterm election, which everyone should go vote and register at vote.gov. But first...
Vote.org.
Vote.org.
I just want to point out that I'm excited that Daniel has not left the building and has not left the organization.
Yeah, me too.
What's up? Why do you guys run around? Why did the foot soldiers do that?
I don't know why people were telling you that. I think
they love
maybe
little goofs and gaffs like that.
What do you mean you don't know why? You titled
people were fucking with him. They're like, Dan got fired or Dan left.
Well, a lot of our fans believed it too. It was the title of our episode yesterday.
There was
Dan
a lot
quit
of
the show.
confusion.
Yeah.
Lots of text
I
from
wonder
parents.
why.
W Dan.
It was fun though. It was a good episode. Actually, it worked. Dan, you should feel good. It clickbaited a lot of people. And actually, the views are good on that.
I know. I felt like a teenager who ran away from home to see if anybody would actually miss me.
Yeah, many people never get to see their own funeral. You know what I mean?
Right,
Watch their
exactly.
own funeral and see what the people have to say about
I faked my own death to see if anyone would even give a shit.
And how did you feel when you came back home?
Good. Yeah, no, there was a lot of love. So thank you, everyone.
There it is. Dan will never leave.
What if I texted Ethan and I was like, this fucking piece of shit, finally
Thank
he's gone.
God.
I hate him. He's bald.
No, nobody would ever make fun of Dan being bald.
Oh, man.
That's below the belt. Or
Yeah,
literally
nobody
above the belt.
even.
Above the belt. Yeah, nope, not me. So Liz Truss, the UK Prime Minister, today set a record. So congratulations to her. Guinness is actually taking
Fucking girl boss shit, dude.
Yeah, she totally
girl boss shit.
She girl bossed her way into the Guinness World Records there with let's see, shortest Prime Minister in history, and in that short 44 days, she killed the Queen.
True, girl boss shit.
Right. Proposed massive tax cuts during huge inflationary period in England.
Also girl boss shit.
Yeah.
Respect.
Tanked the economy and stock market, therefore.
Also girl boss shit.
Canceled the tax cut, and then resigned.
Yeah, like people in her cabinet were like, what the fuck is going on?
Lizzie in a box, bro.
Yeah. We've never, I mean, I don't even know if in the history of the kingdom, if they've had such horrible approval ratings so quickly for a official politician like this in this position of power. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Liz Truss, girl boss, actually an anti-monarchist, or was an anti-monarchist rather, in her youth. Daughter of Marxists.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that. Yes.
Okay.
I believe her father actually disowned her. She is in line with many Marxist academics who have failed sons and failed daughters that become neoliberal demons. Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg are two other examples of this as well. So congratulations to Liz Truss. I think she was doing a fifth column style invasion from within. I think she was a radical, revolutionary, anti-imperialist Marxist. And she took over just so she could explode the Tory party.
More just like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because they're tanking, right? I mean, the Conservative Party over there is like absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
So we love that for her.
Yeah, but also the opposition is Labor, which unfortunately in the aftermath of like the big like labor anti-Semitism things that happened, which by the way was bullshit. There's a great Al Jazeera documentary on it if you guys want to check that out. And they ousted Corbyn. Keir Starmer was put in as the leader of the Labor Party, and he is a neoliberal as well. He's not great. He's actually pretty awful. There's a lot of memes about Liz Truss though.
Well, here's one. Someone has been live streaming this since October 14th, so that's, almost a week. And they said, which will last longer, Liz Truss or this head of lettuce? And
the head of lettuce survived, yeah. Didn't he?
Well, the head of lettuce sure did survive. They had a rave.
That's right.
In it.
We've ousted Liz Truss in it.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Here, let me raise the quality so you can see the details. You can see how
I
fresh
just
that
say,
lettuce is.
This is a good time as ever to just openly state that we want our boy Boris back. Yeah, we want our boy Boris. The Ottoman's son, he was saving England, bruv. He was saving them. We want our boy Boris back. Yeah, see, this is
He's
what you
gonna
get.
run probably.
This is what you get, Tories. I mean, I don't know I don't know what happens. I legitimately don't know what happens in this situation.
They should just become 51st state. Let's just annex them, bro.
Yeah.
Let's do it backwards. Look, let's just get it done. England, 51st state. Come over. Let's get on the dollar. Let's do this together.
Joe Brandon, Irish, annexes England, gives the entirety of the island to Ireland.
Yes.
Okay.
All of a sudden, United Ireland, united as one, they take over England as well.
They invade.
They counter invade.
America gives England to Ireland as a concession for the potato famine.
I love it, man. Oh, wow. There's a lot of trauma from that, eh?
I mean, there's still a lot of trauma. The troubles are gone. United Ireland. England is now Protestant. Or England is now Catholic.
By the way,
England is Protestant.
We were this just broke, actually. This was published in the New York Times. Yeah, here's Joe Biden using the kitty litter box.
Yeah.
He's
crazy that he took off his kitty ears right before he pooped in the litter box.
Yeah, for the photo. He thought that was too much. Yeah, but no, he shits in that thing. So,
yeah.
So we love that for him. Okay, that's interesting. Shout out to our fans in the UK, eh? Good it? Isn't it? Good it? Excellent. Matt Walsh, obviously one of the bigger shitbags on the planet. He
had kind of a good take.
What about anime? Yeah.
I hate to admit it.
Here's Matt Walsh on anime.
Sometimes it's the worst motherfuckers that have decent takes. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true. Well, here it is.
What's your opinion on anime? It's really popular amongst teens and young adults. I think it's all satanic. I have no argument for it. I have no argument for why it's satanic. It just seems that way to me.
Dog, that's like 90% of his commentary.
Has he ever looked at the profile pictures of his commentators? Just wondering.
Oh yeah, a lot of his griped up shouties in his reply guys are mega anime fans.
Yeah, dude, you're going against your own base here, brother.
I mean,
exploding milk porn, bro.
He's right though. He's right though.
You think so?
He's like, I have no argument for it. It's just satanic. It's basically the starting point for his commentary for everything that he talks about.
Right,
and then he will try to find rationalizations for why it's justifiable to feel the way he does.
Right.
You know.
And in general, I don't think that adults should be, whether it's anime or any other kind of cartoon, with rare exception, adults really should be watching cartoons.
Preach, King.
Hey, bro, tell me what the fuck I should be watching. Then.
No, I agree.
As the keeper of what adults should and shouldn't be doing.
Adult incest.
Yeah, can I do incest? Can I do adult incest?
I agree with Matt. Adults should not be watching cartoons. The fuck are you doing?
Matt Walsh, you heard it here from the Daily Wire saying, grow up, nerd.
Brother and sister want to make love?
Yeah. I mean, I watch anime all the time.
I love anime.
But it is satanic. He is right about that.
Right. That's how I feel about pumpkin spice, by the way.
What? Yeah. Pumpkin spice latte?
I have no proof. I don't know why, but there's something about it.
I agree. I agree with that as well. This is completely random and unrelated, but why does Matt Walsh wear those glasses? It's been years and years, dog. That shit doesn't look good on your face. You look like a soy-facing Marvel Cinematic Universe enjoyer. You look like you have a bobblehead or what is it? The toys?
Funko Pop.
Yeah, you look like you're a
Funko
Funko Pop collector. Yeah. Change that shit. Use new frames, you fucking nerd.
I think he's beyond help. This man is. Oh, can you pull up that old photo of him? I saw on Twitter. So good. They says, if you ever wonder why Matt Walsh hates women so much, just look at this old photo of him, and it says everything. Have you seen this?
What is it? Without a beard?
Wait, hold on. You're gonna love this. It's so good.
Found a different one, or was this the one here? Where's this one?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
This one, bro.
No, that's a school shooter. That's not.
Oh yeah. Here it is.
This is it, bro. That's Matt Walsh.
Wait, that's another school shooter. What are you doing?
That's Matt fucking Walsh, bro.
You just showed me the same school shooter.
We need to lock down our schools.
Oh my God, he has the tip, my lady fedora too.
Hey, women don't want me. Women won't fuck me.
If he got pussy in college, his ass would be a Reddit atheist. He would be on the other side. You know what I mean? Depending on who was foolish enough to to have sex with him, he'd be like, "Oh my god."
He'd be a full-blown socialist for sure. He'd be talking about tax the rich and shit.
He's like, "Oh my god."
Anyway, there's Matt Walsh, but that's actually quite a glow up, I have to say. The one time Jesus did someone good, apparently, at least physically.
Wait, really? You think so? Just because he's
That's
got
a
a
glow up
beard?
from this.
Well,
bro.
the beard is definitely helping.
This is wild, man.
I want to do a Matt Walsh glow up. I want to do an actual glow up for Matt Walsh. Beard is fine, but the glasses got to go, man. Those glasses look terrible on your face.
I think it's what he's got, bro. I don't think there's any.
I think you should lean into the pedophile thing and just wear the pedophile shades like the Warren Jeffs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just go balls to the wall, brother. You're talking about, how, child brides are actually fine, shit like that.
Yeah.
Might as well lean into it fully.
Yeah, I heard he actually moonlights as a crossing guard at the local elementary school. So he does good community service, Hassan. You should watch what you say about him.
He's like the GOP. Have you heard about the Arizona GOP guy who?
It's
was,
in
Oh
the,
yeah,
in the
we
doc.
did, boy.
Oh yeah, okay. He's like
Here,
that
actually,
guy.
I'll skip to that because it's quite good. Yeah, in Arizona, let me pull this up. You guys are gonna love this.
Anyone here from Arizona?
Yeah, a Republican politician in Arizona was caught masturbating near a preschool with his pants down mid-thigh around 4:30 in the afternoon in
by
broad
the way,
daylight.
Hold on. You got to respect that, though. I mean, not the preschool thing, but like anytime you're jerking off and you're mid-thigh, what the fuck? Like
Out in public?
it's just like, it's insane. Don't
is
jerk
him,
off
by
in
the way.
public, obviously.
That's your boy.
But also, like, I've never had a situation where I was like, I need to masturbate so furiously that I'm going to take my whole ass pants down. You know what I mean?
Well, he's
like,
trying to show his dick to kids. I mean, obviously.
Oh, wait, well, well, hold on. He has a defense for it, Ethan.
Okay.
He has a defense. So when he, so this wonderful, beautiful Arizona Republican was caught masturbating near a preschool with his pants down mid-thigh at around 4:30 in the afternoon in broad daylight. And a cop witnessed, his name is Randy Kaufman, in his car. The report is really funny where he says, manipulating his genitals with several preschool age children in sight. Randy Kaufman was asked by the cop, like, what are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you? And his answer was, I'm sorry, I'm really stressed.
Well, you know what? That's a good reason anyway. I mean, hey, that's when I've beat off more times when I'm stressed than not. And he's running for office. That's a very stressful thing to go through. He's like an anti-grooming candidate too. So
oh yeah, he
just loves
who
kids.
isn't?
He wants to protect kids, and when he sees them, he likes to masturbate because he wants to protect them.
Public nudity calls are interesting.
Yeah, so this is him. I guess they say manipulating his genitals. I guess you can't say furiously spanking his cock in a police report.
No, the transcript is pretty funny.
Here's the transcript. You want to do a reenactment?
Sure, let's do it. I'll be the cop.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw you had your phone out, sir, while you were doing what you were. What was going on there with the phone?
I was watching porn.
What kind of porn were you watching?
Officer, how is that relevant?
I said, what kind of porn were you watching?
Interracial porn. This is wild.
Why did he say interracial porn? Why?
Why did the cop even ask
At this
that?
point, the cop. Well, I think he was like literally thinking like he's watching child.
Right. Yeah.
Well, he's watching kids, so what's the
he's like
fucking
around
difference?
kids, his dick's out.
Don't worry, officer. I'm watching.
When you look around here, what
porn.
do you see?
I see the children's center, but I didn't notice it until you came up, and I got out of my trunk. Are you going to put that in your report?
Don't you see how alarming that is? That there are children nearby, people passing on bikes and in cars. They can look and see what you're doing.
I fucked up.
Well, okay. Well, then you're free to go, sir. Sorry, I will be voting for you.
Yeah, what the fuck? I feel like the officer was like somewhat casual about this whole thing.
I mean, this ain't his first rodeo.
Hey there, Jeff. You mind putting your cock away? We're just trying
This
to.
isn't my first rodeo.
We're just
the
trying
cop
to.
was mad because that's his jerk off spot. He was like, bro, what are you doing? This is where I crank it.
Yeah, so the affidavit says Kaufman attempted to get the officer to go off the record. He then said
he thought the cop was the media.
He then said he knew another officer on the force that was running for the aforementioned board. Kaufman is an avid Donald Trump supporter who was opposed to vaccine mandates, mask mandates, and has supported trucker convoys and election integrity. But apparently,
there's more.
Apparently, not cock in your pants integrity.
No, he's running. He's running to protect the American constitutional right that was God given to be able to fucking jerk off wherever you want to. Okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
But one of the funnier parts is, of course, that he on his Facebook profile had talked about protecting our children from the radical left, which
is that in this
that's
folder?
So it was in all of the articles about it, but he, wouldn't you know it, privated all those posts about protecting children. So, and I couldn't find screenshots of it, unfortunately.
Well,
Next time you jerk off by a preschool, make sure you do it behind a bush. God damn it!
Now we don't know if he wants to protect our children.
Clearly not.
What the fuck? I'm getting a lot of conflicting statements from this man.
He said, this guy said,
so true.
my opponent and I couldn't be more different. She is a current legislator with a voting record that is not supportive of Arizonans. Among her many votes this year, I would differ with her on is her vote against curriculum transparency, against banning sexually explicit material in our schools. I don't want materials in our schools. I want my cock in their face.
I just
woohoo!
I don't know. I mean, who amongst us hasn't had a moment like this?
So was this guy polling well before this happened, by the way?
I couldn't. It's too small of an election. So this is just for like a college board. It's a very like minor little local election. I couldn't even find a poll on it.
They couldn't pull him out, even though he shut his campaign down. They couldn't actually pull him out in time. So he's still on the ballot.
He's on the ballot.
He's
It's going to be really funny when he wins.
He's going to win for sure.
Pull out.
He's got the right stuff, man.
Yeah.
So there that is. So congratulations to our boy there
Mr.
in
Kaufman.
Arizona. Yeah, Kaufman, ladies and gentlemen, out there doing God's work. Moving on, we've got this story about in Florida, Ron DeSantis, of course, who he's very passionate
Straight
about
up demon.
protecting the integrity of the elections of Florida. And therefore, he sent police to arrest or felons, people who are felons. They've served their time. Florida had recently, or there was some confusion, but Florida was trying to pass a law to allow felons to vote again.
Yeah.
And these people...
So here's what happened. In the state of Florida, in the same in the same election that Ron DeSantis was going up against Andrew Gillum, there was a ballot proposal, right? This is like a referendum, and it's a fairly democratic process. It was profoundly popular. The move was to restore felons, people who had been convicted of a crime, served their prison sentence, their right to vote. Okay, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, 1.2 million black people in Florida were disenfranchised by Florida's, felon laws that made them made it
1.2
illegal for them to
million?
vote. Yeah, an insane number.
What's the population of Florida?
Well,
It's pretty high.
That's not really surprising.
21 million.
I think.
Yeah.
So they did that. Ron DeSantis, for a year, because he had lost, because he defeated Andrew Gillum in the gubernatorial race by such a slim margin, did everything he possibly could to take that away. He fought it in the courts. One of the things that he did was to reinstitute what is known as a poll tax.
Seriously, again? Oh, what is going on? All right. Yeah, there's something going on with our internet today.
I refresh.
Yeah,
People are saying you're back for me.
It's back now. It just
What
seems
the fuck?
it keeps dropping out for a few seconds.
Dude, we literally ran a line over 6 months of fiber optic cable. For this, I didn't.
Generally, it's very reliable, but we are having issues today.
Okay, so everyone's saying it's
apologize.
fine. So just go ahead and refresh, guys. And sorry to cut you off there, Hassan. Go ahead with what you were saying.
So in November 2018, nearly 65% of Florida voters approved Amendment 4, which was the constitutional amendment that automatically restored voting rights to most Floridians with past convictions who had completed the terms of their sentence, right? And then in June 2019, Ron DeSantis, who was not as popular as this, even though he was on the same ballot, was not as popular as this amendment, signed Senate Bill 7066 into law, prohibiting returning citizens from voting unless they pay off certain legal financial obligations imposed by a court pursuant to a felony conviction. So you have like things that you need to pay off to the court, you know what I mean, like fees that you need to pay to the court system. It's bullshit. That should not stop you from being able to achieve your civic duty. It is completely ridiculous that here in the United States of America, we do not allow felons to vote. It's also ridiculous, in my opinion, and this is a little bit more controversial for Americans to comprehend, that we don't allow prisoners to vote. I am a firm believer that prisoners should be able to have the right to vote as well, for the record.
Well, but at least saying if you're in prison you can't vote makes more sense than if you've done a felony and served your time, you can never vote again.
Yeah, I think that even prisoners should be able to vote, but that's not, we can debate that at a later date. I think it plays a role in undermining the human rights that prisoners should also have in our incredibly frustratingly draconian system that contributes to our incredibly awful recidivism rates. So anyway, there was a trial. It went to court, and they found the pay-to-vote system unconstitutional. Because it's literally a fucking poll tax. However, that wasn't enough for Ron DeSantis. What he ended up doing was basically follow through on some of these voters out of all the, hundreds of thousands of people that went and exercised their civic duty now. Some of them had actually been convicted of either sex crimes. They were sex offenders, even though they had served their time, right? Or they were involved in like manslaughter, accidental manslaughter, some kind of murder, right? So he found 20 people that had that had been on the voter rolls, that had not been purged from the voter rolls, that got their voter IDs specifically to be able to vote. So the state of Florida said, you can vote. You're a felon. We have restored your right to vote. You can go out and vote. 20 people did that. Turns out, they were not eligible to vote. And Ron DeSantis is now doing this big show of force by sending the Gestapo police officers over to their houses to arrest them again. And you can watch in the video, it's really fucked up. But even in the video, the cops are like, yeah, this is kind of fucked up, dog. I'm sorry about this.
By the way, 15 of the 20 people are black, and 20 of the 20 people are, I believe, Democrats. Which is pretty incredible if you think about it statistically. There should be at least one conservative in there.
Well, I mean, Democrats are more likely, poor people are more likely to vote Democrats, statistically speaking. And we know that, like, most of these people are victims of the vicious cycle of the socioeconomic conditions that they face. Crime is bred out of your material conditions. It's not necessarily that they're like, violent with like incredibly violent urges. If that was the case, then our American criminal justice system would have never allowed them to, see the light of day.
The five counties they targeted are all heavily blue. It's absolutely fucking insane. And this on the back of his other immigration stunt in Martha's Vineyard. He's just a fucking demon, man. I really don't even know how to say it. But here's the video. It's horrific. It's sad. These people were told they could vote. They voted. They're trying just to exercise their civic duty and trying to be good citizens. You know what I mean? And the penalty, I guess, is pretty severe, right? I mean, we looked it up.
Could be up to 5 years in prison, I believe.
Up to 5 years in prison. I mean, there's fucking bullshit. There's no goddamn way. They just got out of prison.
Apparently, I guess you have a warrant.
For what?
I'm not sure.
For voter stuff, man.
For voters.
It's what it is. I think the agents with FDLE talked to you last week about some voter fraud, voter stuff, when you weren't supposed to be voting, maybe.
I didn't.
So
What are they talking about?
that's
man?
what we're not the case agents, but what you got to do, they have reduced your bond quite a bit. It's 2 felony charges for voter fraud, but they've reduced it to $500 bonds. So it's $1,000 total.
Oh my God.
That's awesome, bro. All you need to do is pay us $1,000 and take 2 felony charges and defend yourself.
I mean, they're not nickeling and diming him. Like, this is not about the $1,000. This is 100% a political move. Like, that's the reason why even the body camera footage that Tampa Bay is releasing was all the cops that were actually pretty, like, civil about it. And the Tampa Bay Times, like, the way that they covered it kind of was, like, pro-cop as well. They're hiding the faces of the cops, not hiding the faces of the felons.
Yeah, what's with that, dude?
Yeah, like, if you read the article, it's, like, written in such a gross way where they're like, oh my God, look how nice the cops were while handling these people. But yeah, out of the 20 people, some were not actually handled in a nice way. People rolled up to another dude's house.
Do we really need to celebrate cops when they're fucking nice? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that should be their fucking job. That's not newsworthy.
No, it's an example of like outright systemic failure that universally, when cops are actually arresting people in a de-escalatory manner, in an apologetic way, that they're like, there's widespread, people are just like shocked. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe.
Such a gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, cops love rolling up to black people's houses like this, so it is surprising that they were actually civil in at least some of the ones that they showed.
Some of the cops rolled up with guns drawn?
Yeah. CNN interviewed another victim of this scheme.
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes perfect sense. Like he obviously is a violent threat because he voted. So we need to have our weapons drawn.
Yes, sir. So unfortunately, right now we're gonna have to take you to jail, but you got a bond right away. You don't have to go to first appearance, nothing like that. So.
Okay. So, ma'am, we have a warrant for your arrest. For what? For voter fraud.
Good. How are you, sir?
Right. Oh my God. Hold on. Wait. Let me tell my husband.
We're telling him. He's right here.
Right here. So if you can put your hands on your back, please. Oh my God. Do not move.
Ultimately, ma'am, you have a warrant. Okay. The warrant. Listen. Hold on. Listen. I know you caught off guard. I understand. Right. So you have a warrant. It's for voter fraud. Okay. Hear me out. It's an ROR. You know what an ROR is?
Oh my God.
You go in, you get booked, and then they're going to release you from booking.
You can go right out.
You're going to be right back out. Okay?
Right back
but you have a warrant.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, now don't resist there, Nana. I don't want to tase you, sweetheart. Guys, if this pisses you off, go to vote.org and register.
Too late in Florida, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well,
they're not one of the ones.
Still go register, even if it's past the
vote
deadline.
illegally in the state of Florida. See what happens.
I mean, register for the next. You can register. You don't have to vote.
Spicy with it.
By the way, this was the tweet. Back, just a quick note on Matt Walsh. Everything Matt Walsh says makes sense when you know the beard is just a costume and he actually looks like this. So true, King. So true, murder turd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what the demons are up to.
It's basically there's two reasons for doing this, right? The one reason is so that you can strike the fear of God in the hearts of the 1.4 million ex-felons that became eligible to vote after that.
Sure, yeah.
So that they think twice before going out and voting. It's another way to do voter disenfranchisement, right? And the other reason is a sinister one. So you can point to this and say, see, voter fraud happens so frequently. Look, we arrested 20 people that did it. It's all Democrats. Like, when we know for a fact, time and time again, Republicans have ran with this narrative. Donald Trump was not the first Republican to do this, and he will certainly not be the last Republican to do this, to claim that the elections have zero integrity and there's a lot of fraud that occurs in elections. This has been the Republican Party line for many generations, since Paul Weyrich. And it's a way for them to justify further voter suppression, further voter disenfranchisement policies like shutting off polling stations, purging the voter rolls, which, by the way, ironically, these people were not taken off of. And this is a way for Ron DeSantis to say, see, voter fraud was real.
Right.
Even though it's Ron DeSantis and the state of Florida's fault that these people were mistakenly thought to be eligible to vote. And also, that's also the reason why a conviction of voter fraud in this circumstance will most likely not stick. It's just a political theater attempt because
still fucks their life up.
Because all of those 20 arrests are unjustified because none of those people knew that they were not eligible to vote.
Exactly.
They got ballots, they got voter rolls. They were on the voter rolls that they weren't taken off of until later. Until Ron DeSantis built this like election integrity and security committee. It's bullshit. It's all horrible.
Meanwhile, check this out. Meanwhile, in Florida, the same state, third resident of the village admits to voting twice in 2020 election. Now that's actually voter fraud. And check this out. She avoids jail time under pretrial diversion program. We like when white people vote twice. That's no problem here in Texas. Ooh-wee.
I would call that fraud.
We understand it's all, the election's real confusing.
Yeah,
like.
it's always funny when Republicans do it, and then like they ask them like, "Why did you do that?" And they'll say, "Well, it's because the Democrats were voting illegally, so I wanted to counter their vote by voting illegally."
Which is super incriminating. You're admitting that you know it's fraud and you're doing it. Unlike the other people that were arrested. It's so blatantly racist and disgusting and fucked up. So there it is. That's what the demons are up to this week in Florida. Yeah, well, actually, Florida is becoming unlivable because of the amount of natural disasters and hurricanes that the insurance companies are all going out of business in Florida. So maybe nobody will live there soon. I mean, that's
I don't.
Sure.
I doubt it because this is a libertarian paradise. So
living in a libertarian
people love not paying income
paradise.
tax, and there's like a homestead thing that you can do there. So like the government can't seize your property.
Well, if they can't get insurance, their houses are all like underwater every fucking, fall. But there it is. Shout out to Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, moving. Actually, we'll thank DoorDash real fast, and then we'll talk about my cancellation. I'm actually curious to get your take on this, Hassan. But I do want to thank DoorDash. Who does not love DoorDash? I live on this shit because it's just a great service. I mean, come on, who you get in? Hey, are you busy? You got back-to-back meetings, you got errands, you got chores. Get a little help from DoorDash. You can get dinner, household essentials, and everything on your grocery list delivered. What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe you want a home-cooked favorite but don't feel like going to the store. Or you want something exciting and new, but it would be great to stay indoors. Well, DoorDash connects you with everything you want, whenever and however you want it. Along with restaurants you love, you can now go get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Usually way under an hour in my case, like 30 minutes. Every time you place an order for pickup or delivery, you're setting off a chain reaction that helps give back to the people who make your neighborhood unique. With over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood's go-to choices from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, Cheesecake Factory. And with DoorDash, you're not just getting the things you love, but supporting the community you love too. So, from the stores and restaurants to the Dashers driving around, each purchase provides a new opportunity for everybody involved, Hassan.
Yeah.
All living and working together in harmony. With DoorDash, there's a neighborhood of good in every order. And for limited time, our listeners can get 50% off. Up to a $20 value and zero delivery fee when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code leftovers. That's actually an insane deal, you guys. 50% off, up to $20 and zero delivery fee when you download DoorDash app and enter the code leftovers. Don't forget that's code leftovers for 50% off, up to $20, zero delivery fee with the DoorDash app. Subject to change and terms apply. Thank you. With peace and love to DoorDash. I live on that mother.
That way you'll have a lot of leftovers in your fridge.
We are domestic terrorists.
Okay, dude, come on. Oh, my God.
So, actually, I need to pee. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and talk about Benny Boy.
Okay.
So.
How bad do you have to pee right now?
I have to pee, Joe. I'm going to go. I'll be right back. It's that fucking...
All right, everybody.
All right, he's gone.
It's time for our yearly cancellation, or not even yearly, bi-weekly cancellation, which I'm not going to talk about until Ethan is here. I'll just say last night I'm about to go to sleep and I mistakenly turn on the Twitter application.
Always a mistake.
And all of a sudden, Ethan Klein is trending once again. Imagine my surprise, okay?
Twitter's a rat hole.
Especially considering that his hair was intact in the clip that we will watch.
Oh, true. Right.
Yeah.
It was the next day.
Yeah,
the incident happened.
You should pull a Kanye and be like, "I'm a changed man from yesterday. What the fuck do you get? What are you talking about? Look at my hair. It's not the same. That clip's from a very long time ago."
The president.
You know?
The president. Did you see the Piers Morgan Kanye interview?
I did see the Piers Morgan Kanye interview. Piers Morgan has been basically doing a show where he has people that are more batshit crazy and insane than he is in an effort to make himself look normal.
I have to hand it to him. It's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, but, you know, he forgets that he's British, so...
Yeah, that's going to hold him back quite a bit.
It doesn't work, British man. We know what you're doing.
We know what you are.
We know what you are. You can't hide it. It keeps coming out when you're trying to talk like this. But yeah, I did see that. It was bananas. Kanye West also had a really funny interview with Chris Cuomo, who apparently has a show as well.
So, yeah, he's on. I looked it up, and it's some new 24-hour news network that launched like last year.
I think it's
or
Under the
something.
Hill still. It's under the umbrella of the Hill, maybe. I don't know.
It was yeah, but I mean,
yeah, that's
somewhat understandable for him to plan. Like he's got to be desperate to.
I do
views
it
at
with
this point.
everyone.
That show is getting around 10 viewers, okay, live, which means I think Kanye West can come on my Twitch stream.
Yeah, that's true.
Now closer.
Way
than
more
ever.
people watch your
We are
stream.
now closer than ever to a Kanye West appearance on the Hasanabi broadcast. I'm expecting it anytime in the near future. Kanye, you know, hit my line. I'm open. Okay, I would love to have him on.
My beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy.
I don't think he would like it though. I don't think he would. I don't think he would do it. I feel like he just does not like any kind of pushback whatsoever. Not even a little bit. He does not respond positively to that.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have a good time, but it would be great content.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
What if he's going on fucking?
I want to talk about this so bad. I'm excited that Ethan is finally back. I mean, I'm not ready for it. I'm never ready for it.
Well, so far we are not. I mean, the stream has gone down, but not for the reasons we were.
The first time it went down, I genuinely was like, "There it is."
Yeah, I know. I was afraid. Here, let's show the camera. Show my camera. Hey, Ben Shapiro, open your mouth, little bitch asshole. Oh, almost. All right, you ready? So let's see. Okay, what happened, right? I was criticizing Benny Boy, Orthodox Jew, who is Candace Owens, has a show on the Daily Wire. She's a member. And, you know,
Candace Hitler wanted to make wanted to make Germany great, Owens.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah. No, she's right on. I mean, he
also known as Clandis Owens.
Clandis Owens. And so I says, and you know, she's besties with Kanye. They've been prancing around in their White Lives Matter shirt. And obviously Kanye's been getting some interesting information from somebody as he walks around talking about how Jews run the world, and he wants to go DEFCON 3 on them and all that. And so I says, Ben, if you care so much about anti-Semitism, why the fuck do you platform people like Candace Owen, who's talking about causing real hatred of Jews that can result in real violence?
Mm-hmm.
And I says, Ben, you know what? If there's another Holocaust, God forbid, right? Because my ass is getting gassed. Let's be fucking real about that. I says,
wait, are you Jewish?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God.
I'm glad I got to clarify that.
That's crazy. Okay.
I says, Ben, when they start coming to round us up, I don't know if I should say it.
Yeah, probably not.
If we get in trouble.
Let's not repeat it.
Everybody knows what you said.
I said, I hope they get you first, right? So without being more vulgar about it.
Not to speak.
That's fine, right? I can see. Not to speak.
We'll see.
Not to speak. And I think it was obviously a
spicy meatball.
It was a spicy take, but honestly, I thought it was funny for how outrageous it was, but also I think it's pertinent. I think it's actually interesting because Ben Shapiro sits there with a fucking yarmulke, who's so outwardly Jewish and concerned about Israel and Jews, has a straight fucking anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist on his platform, and further,
and he has time and time again defended anti-Semites, like Ann Coulter when she said like openly anti-Semitic shit. With the famous defense, well, she's a friend of Israel, so I don't care.
And I mean, what's the strongest words Ben's had for Kanye? You know what I mean?
It turns out, well, the strongest words he had was, well, it seems like he's being borderline anti-Semitic.
That's it? Borderline, motherfucker?
He originally said it's like DEFCON 3. We don't know what it is. It seems borderline anti-Semitic.
We don't know what that means.
He was more mad about the Black Israelite stuff, which, by the way, Ben himself openly admitted, Black Israelite extremists have in the past attacked Jewish people and have done like anti-Semitic hate crimes against Jewish people. So he recognizes that he recognizes and understands that like anti-Semitism is a real problem and certainly impacts like Jewish people when anti-Semitic conspiracies run rampant. Right.
So what happens is obviously the usual suspects pick it up.
Every single person that defended Kanye West for like his Jews-controlled media tour turned around and was like, Ethan is the real anti-Semite.
That's what I love so much, right? The usual suspects pick it up who are white, not fucking Jew. Ben is the first Jewish person to speak on this, so at least he can speak on it, even though I disagree, and I think he's a fucking, he's like, here's a funny joke.
No. Don't. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
He's an uncle Shlomi.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Uncle Tomuscus or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, right?
Do you like that, Dan?
Here's the thing.
And Uncle Moses.
No, you had a heated moment. Like
you had a gamer moment.
I stand by it.
I mean, but like. Here's the real problem, okay? First of all,
my point was well made.
It's manufactured outrage. But and I know this. I am very familiar with instances like this. People always fabricate outrage and manufacture outrage over things I've said in my heated moments when I'm passionate, when I'm responding to something. And it's a bit of an L. Because they clearly don't give a shit about anti-Semitism. They are oftentimes like the same people that perpetrate it, right? Or perpetuate it. And they're using this as an opportunity to deflect away from Kanye West, which, by the way, it doesn't matter because, like, Ethan Klein, I mean, no disrespect, but, like, on the fame scale, I feel like Kanye West on the largest platforms is a little bit higher than you with his, like, actual anti-Semitism. But they always do this. They try to like deflect away and go, what about this guy? He's actually anti-Semitic. Or what about this guy? He's the real racist. Like it's a classic conservative trope at this point to turn around and like find anything and everything they can to shift the attention away. And you gave them an opening with colorful language like that, for sure.
And so, so the usual suspects come along, all basically, I would say, if not openly anti-Semitic or like anti-Semitic adjacent, all these people, like if there's another Holocaust, these are the people pushing the button. I'm sure of it. You know what I mean? Candace Owens is going to be the one to usher Ben right into that chamber. You know what I'm talking about? And say, bye-bye, old Benny boy.
I mean, Candace Owens herself is not going to survive it either. That's the other problem, is that like these people don't recognize that like they're getting dropped first. I mean, not first, but like they're definitely getting dropped inevitably.
Candace Owens be having a fucking Ben Shapiro lamp next to her bed. You know what I'm saying, Dan?
Okay, I'm not saying anything on that other than the fact that these people do not give a shit about anti-Semitism. Ben himself quite immediately, like, it instantaneously added your criticisms of Israel underneath the fucking anti-Semitism shit, where he was like,
monster.
I personally wish you would have survived a Holocaust, but that's just me, I guess.
Yeah.
And then immediately underneath it, it's like, look how anti-Semitic he is.
He goes, wow.
Because he's criticizing Israel. It's like, dude, come on.
Okay, let's get into that.
It's so obvious.
So
it's so obvious.
The quartering was one of the first, who we love, obviously. Ethan says, gas Ben first. with me in a Nazi helmet, which putting a Jewish guy in a Nazi helmet is a little bit, like, that's tasteless, isn't it? I mean, I can joke about my own people, my own community.
I'm shitting
I
myself.
don't think quartering's allowed to put me in a Nazi SS hat.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to be tasteless. They're right wing. They don't give a shit.
Keemstar, of course, who for someone who's so obsessed with me, still has not realized how to spell my last name.
What was the famous? Well, he doesn't know how to spell racist either. What was the famous line from Keemstar that he didn't he try to
Death to all Jews. He literally, this man who's so offended by this joke I made about Ben Shapiro, this man literally told his audience on Twitter to go to my page on Twitter and tweet me death to all Jews.
It's kind of crazy.
And he all of a sudden cares about Jewish welfare and a dialogue between me and another Jewish man. So yeah, Ethan Klein fantasizing about another Holocaust. Yes, I'm fantasizing. Oh, please.
So there was that.
Fantasizing,
Tim
hoping
Pool
Ben
jumped
Shapiro
on it.
gets killed first. Let's see, Tim Pool.
He said, "Whoa,
whoa."
Insightful commentary.
Whoa,
He's
Tim.
so good.
Yo.
He just nailed it.
By the way, they're all subtweeting Keemstar, which just on its face is kind of epic.
Yeah, and then Andy came in and piled on as well.
Hold
Michael
on, Cernovich.
who
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. YouTube official partner wishes Ben Shapiro would die in a Holocaust. That's not what I said, you idiot. You gorilla brain. You need to tone down on the gorilla brain, bro.
Will Oliver Darcy and C. Warzel, who worked so hard to get conservatives deplatformed, are the guys that we are just doing journalism, ask YouTube if this violates their terms of service.
Bro, I don't even know what he's talking about. But
He's
trying to get me in trouble, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I think Quartering wanted to report you too, right?
He said that in his video, yeah.
Yeah. So
I say we report Quartering for putting a Jewish man in an SR helmet. That's outrageous. We need the Anti-Defamation League. Just kidding. I mean, I don't really care. I'm just doing jokes here. That's what's so funny. They're just so snowflakes. They're just so snowflakes.
Yeah.
They're so sensitive. They cry, oh, nobody understands jokes anymore. Quartering literally, and I have it here. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me go here first.
That's in a separate link here. I just sent it in Discord as well.
Check out what the Quartering. By the way, there's like a dedicated Twitter account that just hates Quartering receipts. Quartering said, during January 6th, heavens to Betsy, a joke. The joke in question, a bearded man on the left is wearing a shirt that says Camp Auschwitz over an image of a human skull during January 6th.
Dude, that's a ha funny joke, man.
That's a joke.
That's not
to
a
the
joke.
Quartering.
He's like, that dude's like a literal Nazi, okay? That's crazy.
There's a bit of Hitler in everyone.
And then he actually is quote tweeting pictures like this, and pictures of concentration camps. So this is the guy, if you can suspend your disbelief for a minute, who actually cares so deeply.
No, it's all disingenuous. But the point is, you know that they're going to be disingenuous.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
And it's like ironic of me to say this because like I am known for my heated gaming moments all the fucking time. But you just can't. You can't give them an opening because like they're going to find anything and everything they can, no matter what. So the best that you can do is not give these people any sort of ammo or any sort of weapon to just like bully you or hit you in the head over, because like.
And let's not forget this classic Quartering take.
Wait, what?
Oh, you haven't seen this?
That's a classic.
He said yikes for fuck Hitler? Like, what does he mean?
And there we have it.
Was Michael Giacchino saying like he wants to have sex with Hitler or something? Like, what's the context for
He
this?
said, no, he was saying, I hate Hitler. And Quartering saw that as
He was tone policing someone saying fuck Hitler?
He said, and there we have it. Yikes.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's... I'm going to go out on a limb and say this guy might not care about anti-Semitic stuff.
Right. I just don't think so. I just don't. I don't.
But yeah, like I said, I can't stress this point enough. A lot of this is manufactured outrage, but to the average internet, enjoyer, they're not paying attention to the full context. They just see you in a thing that's clipped out of context and go, oh yeah, fucking, Ethan Klein at it again or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks, but we have to conduct ourselves in a way that is significantly, we have to conduct ourselves in a way that unfortunately doesn't leave openings like this. Because
look, I try, but at the end of the day, I'm a comedian, and sometimes I get heated talking about fucktards like this. By the way, he said of that Camp Auschwitz joke, dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it.
Oh, he was saying, wait, what? Does he mean like famine or something?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's a fan of dark humor, like Camp Auschwitz.
Yeah, but he's not a fan of your dark humor.
No.
But see, that's the
But yeah,
point.
no. Obviously, I try to be more careful than I.
Yeah,
can.
but see, that's the point.
At the
Like
end of the day,
these guys, they don't give a shit. But like, also, you make jokes like this. You're Jewish.
it's my community, man.
Yeah,
I have
but
opinions.
they don't see it that way.
But anyway, listen. I'm live like 15 hours a week, and it's just gonna happen. So I'm just gonna deal with it. But I'm not gonna fucking apologize to these scumbags. They're literally don't give a fuck. What am I apologizing for? You know what I mean? You apologize to me, you fucks. Andy No, who's like, this guy is such an idiot, bro. I don't even. Libs of TikTok, who is probably sending death threats to a kindergarten nearby.
Yeah.
And the usual suspects. So we'll see what happens. But so far, knock on wood, I guess. But haven't been banned yet. But it could happen. I mean, shit, you never know with this kind of shit. And whatever. It's fine. We ain't got no strikes. It expired. Let's go, bitch. Send me on vacation. I dare you.
It's not necessarily the bans itself. I mean, look, I've been banned for shit many times over, including like ridiculous things like saying cracker. The problem is that like disingenuous people can weaponize weaponize the controversy, and try to do everything in their power to make it seem like your commentary is frivolous, ridiculous, not something to pay attention to. It's just basically trafficking any kind of smear that they can to destroy your reputation, something that Republicans and right-wing conservatives in general understand very well, by the way. They say the liberals did it first, and that's why they're doing it now half the time when they're engaging in this kind of action.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it does have staying power. It does end up, turning people away. There's probably some Jewish people that are in the margins that weren't really paying attention to what you're saying that are going to see that and go, oh, man, like, this guy's a real asshole. What the fuck? And my point always is, like, if you get caught in a moment like that, you're basically giving ammo to the opposition.
I know. I hear you, bro, but I can't help it. Like, it's going to happen.
I know, but you just gotta try it not.
There's hundreds of people that watch this show every fucking second of this show looking for anything to clip and put on the internet. It's like,
I know, I don't expect you to be perfect.
You know what I mean? It's just like, whatever, bro.
I don't expect you to be perfect in any meaningful capacity. I'm not even talking specifically about you.
I agree. I agree.
I'm talking about myself as well. This is something that I have a hard time with as well. Listen, I'm live 8 hours every single fucking day, at the very least, 8 to 10 hours every day. There is so much commentary that I engage in, and people disingenuously clip shit anyway. Like, people clip things to imply that I'm suggesting the exact opposite of what I'm actually suggesting. And because I've been caught in these sorts of controversies so many times, that there is certainly a big group of people that are there's a decent amount of people that are uncharitable, because they're just like, oh, this Hassan guy, he's always in controversy. He just always wants to center himself in every single thing that's going on, which is like, no, that's not my intention at all. I don't want to be involved in these sorts of controversies. And then there is a smaller but more successful group of people who successfully draw me into these sorts of controversies because they're waiting like hawks for a slip up. I mean, there's internet forums where people sit around and try to craft new ways of being able to like piss live streamers off and then get them to react to something that you're saying in a way that makes them look bad, so they can clip it out of context. This is just there's like almost an industry.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I just don't give a fuck. They could, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna police my language for them. I'm not going to change who I am for them. They're going to do their thing. I'm going to do my thing. And they can suck my tiny Jewish fucking cock, bro. I just don't give a single fuck, bro. They can waste their time. They're my biggest fans. And, you know, welcome. God bless. Many of them are members, and I just appreciate them for that. And I understand what you're saying, and I do.
What's your shower thought on it, though? Because everyone always has
my shower thought on
right?
what?
Like the shower thought is when you get into a fight in high school or whatever, and then you're in the shower and you're thinking like, how could it have gone down better, right?
What would I have done different about that?
Yeah,
nothing.
What would you? Really?
Nothing.
You wouldn't have worded it differently? Like,
No.
even with my America Deserved 9/11 take, which I stand by, and like, you know.
No, nothing, bro. I don't apologize. I was making a pertinent point
I'm not
about
asking you to
Uncle
apologize.
fucking Tomuscus, Ben Shapiro. I don't fucking care. I think what I said is funny, and he can suck my fucking circumcised tiny bitch Jewish fucking giant pubed cock, dude. I just don't care, bro. Nothing
I wasn't
different.
expecting you to apologize, obviously.
But no, there are things I would do different, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's
with
what I
the
was
bomb,
saying.
the bomb, the you know what? Like I wouldn't have said that.
Mhm.
But in this case, I make no apology, none.
Okay. I mean, you have the right to do that. I was just saying, like, the way I would have worded it specifically, I would have been like, Ben Shapiro is if he's so concerned about anti-Semitism, he should be, cleaning up his own ranks, considering that there are so many more anti-Semitic people on his side that genuinely do have a disdain for Jewish people, and they are spreading dangerous and nefarious anti-Semitic conspiracies. And, it's very clear that he doesn't give a shit, not recognizing that he would be the first to go.
The fuck was
if
that?
there was, not recognizing that he would be the first to go when the inevitable white supremacist conservative future that he's so desperately fighting for happens.
Yeah, that would have been good. It's not what I ended up saying though. But I appreciate you being here. That what Hassan interpreted what I was what I said there. So yeah, but actually, so I was wondering if Ben was going to pick this up. I figured it was too juicy of a morsel. The thing is, because the clip that's going around of me is literally 2 seconds. Like, how much more context do you need that it's fucking taken out of context? But I was like, this is a pretty biting criticism of Ben Shapiro and how he's Uncle Tomuscus. And is Tomuscus a Jewish name? Tomuscus?
I don't know where you're pulling that from.
Uncle Tav?
I saw, Tav.
Oh, that's good. Uncle Tav?
Yeah.
I've never met a guy named Tav, but let's see. Tav, a Jewish name?
Yeah, it is. It's descendant of David.
Tav. Oh, I love that. Uncle Tav. That's fucking good. And but
I am not Jewish, and I'm not partaking in. That's Ethan's own thing that he's saying. I don't want to get hit with a wave of anti-Semite allegations, because you are Jewish at the end of the day.
I'm very Jewish,
you're Israeli citizen, right?
99.7% Ashkenazi. Israeli citizen. Married to an Israeli.
I would get destroyed. So
sure, it's not your conversation to have, but it is mine, Uncle Tav. Bitch ass little bitch. Fuck. Bet he eats pork too, little fucking bitch.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Probably not.
I think like
I know, I'm kidding.
Probably not.
I think the most like fucking
interesting he
pro-goyim
doesn't
shit that he does
Hassan.
is just like the abortion stuff. Like he is such a dog for the fucking white evangelical Protestant
Jews are pro.
psychos.
By the way, Jews are pro women's
It
choice.
just directly goes against
in Israel. In Israel,
it's crazy.
It's extremely it's legal, right? And actually, in the Torah, it says life begins at first birth, or at first breath. Sorry, first breath.
Which
cannot is obviously pretty radical, but
I cannot comprehend a person who like I can understand being like an Orthodox Jew and being conservative. There's plenty of social conservatism that you could believe in, but there are certain aspects of Ben's religion that he just like completely goes against in an effort to appear like a loyal soldier to a group of people who have slapped on Judeo in front of Christian values only for a little bit, okay? Like, not that long ago, nobody said Judeo-Christian fucking values. They said Christian values. And those guys actually do mean Christian values, whatever the fuck that means, by the way. That's not real Christian values, obviously. But, like, I don't know why Ben personally, who left Breitbart, not because they had a black crime tag on their website, because he was writing back then, but left Breitbart because, like, it was getting too anti-Semitic for him, consistently seems shocked when people in his ranks are doing, like, legitimate anti-Semitic shit. It's just so surprising. Man. It's so surprising and so shocking that these white supremacist guys are also deeply anti-Semitic. I wonder why.
And Ben is like, his whole base is like white Christians, right? I mean, so he's got to pander to them, and like you said, the abortion thing has nothing to do with Judaism. So I find that super interesting. It's actually it's against Judaism, like you said. Yeah. So he's a phony. He's a phony baloney. And what's interesting about him is that he is prioritizing money over his ethical obligation. What was that?
This is
Oh,
everyone.
it's my fucking TikTok. I keep getting all these crazy ass.
That's just
stickers.
That's everyone under capitalism, though. Like, I mean, Candace Owens, like every single conservative.
What the fuck? That's so crazy. Sorry, they dropping like crazy ass stickers on my.
Can you mute it?
I don't want to mute it. I'm sick, bro. It's like a witch on a broom. It's dope. Wish you saw it. It's so cool.
A little distracting.
Could you turn the volume down just a little bit?
I'm recording in case it happens again.
Why would I want to do that to my TikTokers, bro? Shout out TikTok.
I can't believe you haven't been banned yet. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. But anyway, let's move on because Ben Shapiro did respond. I wasn't sure if he would do it, but it was too juicy of a morsel for him. And here he is, the ever tender and lovely Ben Shapiro says, magnanimous. He says, if there was another Holocaust, I would hope that Ethan and his family escaped.
Yeah, dog, you're not Palestinian, so he doesn't.
What the fuck with that?
Ethan, muted. It's very annoying.
How can you hear it that
Yes,
loud?
we can hear it very well.
He's not
People
openly
pay a lot of
wishing
money
death
for that
upon
wig.
you because, at least he still sees you as a member of the tribe. He hasn't called you a fake Jew yet, like he does usually
is very
with
close.
every liberal.
He is very close.
Oh, wait, never mind. He did do that.
Yeah, he
Soft
did.
pedaling. Wait, let's go.
I'll get to that. One thing
okay.
at a time. But yeah, he did call me a fake Jew. Maybe that's just me. I don't think I said I hope you die. I just said if it happens because of your actions, that you go first. That's it. I didn't say I hope you die. I don't want you to die. I mean, but let's be honest. If there was a Holocaust, you'd be one of the Jews that's like snitching on other Jews.
I'm not. Don't look to me. I'm not.
You know what I mean?
That.
Like he'd be one of those Jews with like collecting bounties on fucking.
I'm not responding to that.
On a little Anne in the attic. Ben be sniffing them out, bro.
Okay, well, let's get to the real reason why Ben's pissed off at you, okay? Because it's not the fucking you're responsible for the Holocaust and you're gonna be harmed by it too, just like you yourself would be. Ethan.
Hold on. He says I would have hoped that Ethan and his family would escape. I love that he goes, if there's another Holocaust, which I helped to create, I would hope you would escape first. I was just gonna say if there's another yeah, I never said I hope you die.
Oh, that's kind of funny though. It's like when Trump or Kanye will be like, Jews control the media, but they're doing a good job.
Yeah, totally.
He's like, if there's another Holocaust, which I might have caused,
yes,
I hope you are fine.
I'll stay behind. But you escape. Yeah. So then he continues on, and this was my favorite part of his tweet. He finds a tweet from May of 2021 during, I forget what happened, but there was some really gnarly.
I think it was the Associated Press building bombing.
Yes.
In what Israel called mowing the grass or cutting the grass.
Yes.
It's a routine conduct that occurs in the Gaza Strip in an effort to
Yes, and so me, again, an Israeli citizen who lived there for 5 years and is married to an Israeli, I think I, more than most people, are entitled to an opinion about this. I said, the Israeli government making me sick. Even if Hamas is operating out of civilian buildings, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. Netanyahu's a piece of shit warmonger, needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve a government that actually believes in peace and not force and violence. The ultra-right Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. I mean, that's by their own, they say that outright. They are shameless and hateful, fueled by religious zeal and enabled by the Israeli government. I wish the settling and repossession of Palestinian land would stop. I wish the bombing in Gaza would stop. Gazans deserve to live
Pretty
life
disgusting.
free
I'm
of
shuddering
fear.
while you're reading this. I cannot believe how anti-Semitic you got there
Yeah, I
when
know,
you
it's
said
crazy.
Palestinians are humans that deserve dignity and a life free of oppressive.
Free of fear. For all the crimes Hamas has committed, we must always remember that they are not Palestine. The Israeli government holds all of the power, and it's on them to stop the violence and show a true willingness for peace. He says of this comment, soft-pedaling genocidal terror group Hamas.
While lying about the idea while chortling over which Jews go first in the next Holocaust is also an interesting look. So there you go. He's giving the game away. Ann Coulter has said time and time again, super anti-Semitic shit. He has literally on the timeline defended Ann Coulter with the words, I don't care. Ann Coulter is a friend to Israel, so I will not be losing sleep over this. When Kanye West comes out as a loyal soldier of the American conservative movement, but still goes DEFCON 3 on all Jews like he promised he would, not on Twitter though, because he was banned off Twitter, but on every other fucking outlet that will have him, he's like, oh, well, okay, his greatest defenders, Candace Owens, are perfectly fine. We just have simple disagreements. Why? Because they're conservative. For Ben Shapiro, it's not about anti-Semitism, as he has proven time and time again. Anti-Semitism is just a weapon that he can wield, okay? It's a shield that he can use and a weapon that he can wield. It's just, that's all he gives a shit about. All he gives a shit about is a white supremacist conservative movement that he is a soldier of, which ironically, to go back to your original words, is one that does not see him as an ally or even a fucking human being.
He's a useful idiot for now.
Well, I mean, he's caked up. He just doesn't believe that the fascists would ever go back and make the group a little bit more tight knit. When 90% of conspiracists every single time go back to anti-Semitism at its root cause.
It's the base of all good fucking movements.
And it's been around for a very long time. Ben Shapiro once literally retweeted someone saying what I was talking about the IDF with kettle and corral strategies during the Black Lives Matter movement. He called that blood libel. Like he literally, anytime someone criticizes Israel, it's anti-Semitic in Ben Shapiro's book. If you are actually anti-Semitic but then say, I love Israel, it's fine. You're not anti-Semitic.
I do love Israel. I think Israel should exist. I like Israel. I love, I see the need for Israel.
He's not going to defend you, bro.
Israel. But at the same time, I'm not going to fucking pretend like the government isn't fucking, war criminals. And then they are. I mean, let's be real. I mean, who do I serve by pretending that it's all fucking good and that the IDF is just roses and bubblegum.
One other note, and I do think this is an anti-Semitic thing to say. Assuming that all Jews are a monolith.
That's it. That's what I was thinking.
Assuming that all Jews are a monolith in support of everything that Israel does is unironically an anti-Semitic thing that people say. That's precisely why a lot of right-wing, Nazi types, neo-Nazi types will mask their anti-Semitic conspiracies under the guise of I'm just shitting on Zionists. However, it is super valid to still criticize Israel. Okay, it is it's the right thing to do. Okay, now that doesn't. People will say the left does this all the time. The left does this all the time. The left is always engaging in anti-Semitic shit, whatever. I personally think that can there be anti-Semitic people within the leftist movements as well? Certainly. Of course there can be. All right? There are anti-Semitic people everywhere. Okay? It's the most popular conspiracy theory. It is the heart of every fucking conspiracy. I've been talking about this for the past week or so, nonstop. Ultimately, though, it is very obvious that even if you were to say the same things that someone who is supporting Israel says, because pro-IDF, pro-Israeli occupation people will routinely say, no, all Jews are in support of Israel. But when someone else says that, you can be called anti-Semitic, depending on the context, depending on the nuance. But a lot of people also will use that as a way to weaponize against any kind of criticism that is justifiable and right towards the state of Israel and its actions, its incredibly violent actions against the Palestinian people. So considering how dangerous anti-Semitism is, because I think it's one of the best indicators of fascism, right? When people go mask off, it's like the difference between the alt-light and the alt-right is their open hatred and disdain for Jewish people. Ben Shapiro and everyone else that covers issues like this should be as careful as someone like myself when discussing such matters instead of straight up fucking weaponizing it. If you truly do care about anti-Semitism, if you truly want to stop it, if you truly see it as a problem, you should stop fucking using it in this silly way to try to defend the violent actions of a state that Jews are not 100% in unison over and defend, regardless.
Yeah, that's what stood out to me here about his comment. First of all, one of the anti-Semitic tropes is that like Jews are a monolith and that like we move industries and we all fucking have some kind of hidden agenda that we move with, right? And here's Ben saying, you are not in line with me. You don't believe the same thing as me, and therefore you're like a bad Jew.
Yeah, he has said that. He has called that.
He's perpetuating a fucking harmful Jewish stereotype.
Yeah, no, he does it all the fucking time. That's why I always say, like, a lot of Israel's biggest defenders, biggest supporters, including Bibi Netanyahu, who is a Holocaust revisionist, by the way,
what?
Oh, you didn't know this?
Netanyahu?
Netanyahu.
How is he a Holocaust revisionist?
Look up Netanyahu Holocaust revisionist from Haaretz.
Why would he? What?
Yeah. Bibi Netanyahu once came out and said that Hitler didn't actually want to kill all the Jews until the Palestinian Mufti told him to. Which, by the way, like, obviously the Palestinian Mufti wasn't a fan of Jews either.
Right.
But he literally fucking said...
all right. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I mean, I believe he said that. It's just...
I mean, he was widely criticized and condemned even by Haaretz and, like, all other, a lot of,
Yeah, no, I totally believe he said that. I wasn't sure what you said about what you meant by revisionism, because usually that's like...
well, I mean, I think like describing Hitler's anti-Semitic motivations to an outside force when it was pretty obvious he and well documented his disdain and weaponization of anti-Semitism is considered Holocaust revisionism.
Well, in Israel, there's a lot of propaganda that's consumed by the citizenry there that's kind of just taken for granted, because it's hard to rationalize. On one hand, you have to be of like two minds when you live in Israel, especially when you're born there and can't leave. Like being aware of anti-Semitism and that being surrounded on all borders by people that want to do you harm, and also rationalizing the fact that Israel is participating in tons of violence and, in a sense, provoking a lot of the violence that they experience. And so there's a lot of doublethink that goes on there just to rationalize that away, and it's hard. It's hard. It is hard. I've experienced a lot of that in the 5 years I was there.
They've also like suppressed any kind of Jewish opposition to this kind of action anyway. Like it very successfully so, because, and I think you'll attest to this as well, Israel is very right wing. A lot of what people fail to understand when we're talking about Islam or states like Iran, for example, which is an Islamist fundamentalist regime, right? People think that is because they're Muslim. No, there are plenty of progressive Muslims that live within Iran. There are progressive Israelis, progressive Jews that live in Israel that do not consider the actions of Israel to be justifiable.
A ton. I just need to emphasize there's a lot.
But you can't hear from them because the government is insanely fucking right wing. And so is the Iranian government, right? So like ascribing the actions of the state to every single person unconditionally is oftentimes not only unjustifiable, but also stops you from capturing the full story.
Yeah, and the other thing that Ben does in this tweet that I find funny is he goes, I'm chortling about which Jews go to the Holocaust first while lying about IDF. So it's happening at the same time. This tweet was from over a year ago, bro. What do you mean at the same time?
No,
It's not
because he wanted to emphasize the point that people who criticize Israel, even if they're Jews, or even if they're fucking Israeli, are actually bad Jews. He has said time and time again, there is such a thing as bad Jews. Liberals, he has said, are bad Jews. He's repeated this over and over again, which is, as you pointed out correctly, inherently anti-Semitic. But not when Ben is saying it.
Yeah, my perspective on this is like, if we really want a free and safe state for Israel and for Jews, the only way to achieve that is through meaningful peace and you know, actual concessions and actual changes of settlers and not provoking. In the same way that I think, you know, taxing rich people like myself more is the way to keep society from crumbling. You got to do. It's like, you have to do preventative stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. The point is, Ben Shapiro's a fucking Uncle Tov. Right?
Stop saying right. Nobody's going to back you up on that.
Who's backing me up?
Nobody's backing you up on
You're
that.
half Jewish, Dan.
Yeah, half. Zach can back you up.
How does that happen?
He's the only other fool.
Back me up, Zach.
I prefer not to speak.
Really? You won't call Ben Uncle Tov?
I mean...
He's a Shanda. That's what my grandmother would call him.
Such a Shanda.
What's a Shanda?
This Yiddish is a disgrace.
He's a disgrace.
He's a Shanda to the Goyim.
I guess without calling him an Uncle Tov or Tovi or whatever, yes.
Okay.
So yes and no.
Yeah, unequivocal support from Zach.
Don't
there.
say no. Don't say just. I'll take the yes.
Okay.
You know, yeah. Yeah. So that's what's going on. And there it is. So apparently, I'm an anti-Semite now in the eyes of a bunch of white nationalists and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's so desperate for him to be white and not Jewish. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'm white. I'm like one of you guys. I'm one of the good ones. But let me tell you what, buddy. You ain't white in the eyes of your boys.
No, he thinks that there is an allegiance, which there is, between like ultra far right, ultra Zionist Jewish people, or Orthodox Jews, and ultra far right white nationalist, white evangelical Protestants. That allegiance comes back to the restitution of all the lands to the chosen sons and daughters of God, all the way to Egypt, with the ultimate arrival of, you know, the second coming of Jesus Christ, so the rapture happens. Like, that is at the heart of this ideology. And in the end, this is the ironic part, in the end, Jews aren't going to heaven unless they convert to Christianity. So what the fuck is Ben doing?
Straight to hell,
Like,
my
he just
dudes.
doesn't- I mean, I don't think he just gives a shit. I don't think, like, deep down inside, no matter how much he believes in Judaism, I don't think he, like, I think he recognizes that is one of the primary motivators of why white evangelical Protestants are the number one defenders of Israel and the number one supporters of Israel overall in the United States of America. I think he doesn't give a shit, and he cares about the short-term goals that he has. But ultimately, that ideology revolves around the ironic anti-Semitic idea that, like, Jews are still going to hell with everyone else unless they convert.
You know, when I was in high school, I had a really good friend. He was Mormon, which, you know, similar to Christianity in a way, but obviously different.
It's under the Christian umbrella.
He was a good friend of mine, a really sweet guy. I used to hang out at his house. We used to play. Just a really nice guy. And one day I says to him, I have a question for you. You're Mormon, right? So I says, am I going to hell as a Jew? Do you think that? And he goes, well, I can't lie to you. You're gonna go. Yes, you're going to hell, dude.
Don't worry, he'll baptize
And I was like,
you
okay. I was like,
post-mortem.
well, that's fucking interesting. Well, okay, let's go play dodgeball, whatever. Fuck this.
Well, he'll baptize
but
you
it's like,
post-mortem like they did to Anne Frank and also Hitler.
bro, that's wild.
Yeah, Mormons are crazy, dude. They got some crazy shit going on in the LDS.
All right, well, we have about 30 minutes left. Let's talk about some midterm stuff, right? We have 30 minutes left?
Yeah.
You need to leave.
Yeah, I do. But
You need to leave?
No, I do, but we can talk about it for a little bit.
So let's see. Let's try to remember vote.org, guys. Many states you can still register. Here, I'll give you a list. Listen, if you live in any of these states, there's a whole bunch of them, 22 of them. Alabama, California, Colorado, Connecticut, D.C., Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. You can still register with peace and love. Go to vote.org and register. Let's get these young folks voting. Yes, no more boomers. Thank you, thank you. Peace and love, peace and love. Overall, on the midterm, I guess it could be worse. I mean, lightly favored to win the Senate, but I guess before the Repubs were going to win both houses. It's pretty bad in the House, though. So
yeah, the House is looking pretty bad in all the districts. The number one issue that Americans are very upset about was abortion for a little bit, but obviously now it's back to inflation, which of course is almost entirely the past 4 years, the responsibility of the prior administration always, but it doesn't really matter. It's now in the hands of Joe Biden. Joe Biden himself could do certain things, certain deflationary things that he could engage in. One of them is increasing interest rates. It's like it's the only weapon that the federal government has any influence over if they can, control the Fed. On top of that, he has tried to lower gas prices, has seen a little bit of success in lowering gas prices, and is now implementing the national oil reserves, I believe up to like 18 million barrels, in an effort to combat OPEC Plus's recent announcement that they will lower the supply of oil barrels specifically
in collaboration with your boy, Putin.
Yeah, specifically so that the oil prices go up again. Republicans are weirdly mad about that. I don't know why. They're just upset that like he's using the national oil reserves. This is like kind of partially what it's supposed to be used for. But will it happen in time? Will the messaging actually hit? Who knows? The student loan debt relief was a good idea. Republicans are trying to block certain elements of it. I think 2% of people who are eligible have like older student loan debt that Republicans have successfully tried to block in court, or rather, the Democratic Party has like quietly dropped from their original like broader announcement. That is going to ruffle some feathers, understandably. That's 2% of millions of people. But overall, Democrats are slightly favored to win the Senate, and Republicans are favored to win the House.
I just hope the Dems can really lock it down in the Senate. If you look at shit like this, Herschel Walker, who we talked about, this guy is a fucking... This guy should be, by all measures, unelectable.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, the man pulled out a fake badge during a debate. And this dude who's running against him is like a smart, normal, thoughtful, well-spoken dude.
And a reverend.
A reverend, a man of God, versus Marshall Walker, who is like a woman.
Marshall Walker. I love that.
Wait, what did I say?
Well, he said Marshall Walker.
He does think he's a marshal, so.
He does claim that.
Herschel Walker. I was thinking Texas
Walker. You put some respect on his name. That's what you did.
This man is a woman-beating, child-abandoning, pro-life who got an abortion. Brain damage.
Champion.
Yeah, abortion champion who's gotten abortions. The man is unelectable, and yet he's within 3 points.
But have you considered that he's a Georgia Bulldog?
So true.
I have not.
Exactly.
You got to factor that in.
True.
Here
he's a Georgia Bulldog and a friend of Trump. So that is the reason why he has 44 points up on the board and is actually creeping closer to
I see his
radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
And he's lied about being an officer. He gets called out and pulls out a literal fake badge.
Time holding police officers, like all professions, accountable. One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer
True, King.
And I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
Well, and now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on,
I
gentlemen.
have to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers.
He said, "I'm with many police officers."
Yep.
Why do you have a badge? What are you doing? Fucking.
Well, apparently they gave him an honorary, like a toy badge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the sheriff that actually gave him the badge came out. I mean, he is such a potato. It's really funny. There's a clip of it. I don't know if we can find it right now in time, but he came out and was like, "That badge is real, and so is this badge." It's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, everybody knows he's not a cop. Why are you guys still running?
It's a real It's a real item. It has tangible. It has mass.
Not to defend him. I just saw that it gets him out of traffic stops. Like, that's all it does.
No shit, it does.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's like a police benevolence association.
Oh, but not
tag.
officially, like corruptly.
No, it's like having an 1199 plate.
Right, exactly.
So this motherfucker can speed. Okay, whatever. But anyway,
but the thing is, like, that's not what he has said. He has said time and time again, either because of his DID or or because of all the CTE, all the concussions that he's withstood when the helmets were soft. He legitimately has said time and time again that he is a cop. Like, he has been involved in operations. He has claimed
he worked for
that
the
he worked for
FBI.
the FBI. Like, it's not just he's.
No.
Like, the argument from Herschel Walker's camp has never been that he has a fucking badge because he's a friend of the police.
Right.
He's claimed time and time again that he's a fucking
He's
cop.
MacGyver. But anyway, my favorite part is the moderator starts lecturing him about how she told him no props, damn it.
Mr. Walker,
No.
Mr. Walker,
When he
Mr.
say a
Walker,
problem with
excuse
the
me,
truth-
Mr. Walker,
when he
please,
say a problem
out of
with the truth,
respect,
the truth is
I
in
need to
here.
let you know, Mr.
Yes.
Walker, you are very well
Yes.
aware of the rules tonight.
Yes.
And you have a prop.
No
That
props.
is not allowed, sir. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a problem. This is real. And he said, I have a problem. I never
it is
worked with law
considered a
enforcement.
prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules, aren't you?
Well,
Aren't you aware of the
he
rules?
brought up the truth. Let's talk about the truth.
Thank you for putting
Yeah,
that.
so this guy who's getting scolded like a child for bringing a prop on stage.
I disagree.
And it's not Halloween yet, dude. But
I don't think it was a scolding. I think she was covering his ass. She literally said, "We had this conversation earlier for you not to bring this up." They had a conversation prior.
How's she covering for him? She made him look like an idiot.
No, she's 100% covering for him because he was going to continue talking about how he is a cop, and that would make him look infinitely worse. If you watched the debate like I did, you would see that every single commentator on that stage was deeply slanted. I mean, this is a right-wing broadcaster, obviously. Local news is right-wing as fuck. They were slanted against Raphael Warnock, and they were bouldering him. And that is running defense for Herschel Walker and stopping him from embarrassing himself further.
Okay.
That's the reason why she stopped him and scolded him like a child.
Okay.
We talked about this.
Either way,
Herschel?
It didn't play very well for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the main thing.
But it doesn't matter because he's only 3 points there. So that's what's going on in Georgia. If you go down to Pennsylvania, we got Dr. Oz versus John Fetty Waps.
Yeah.
Love my boy Fetty.
Another insane media media hit job against Fetterman.
At least Dr. Oz is down by like 4 points, which is better. I mean, again, this is an unelectable fucking worm of a man. I mean, he is just so gross. And here he is in striking distance of Fetterman. Actually, there's an old clip of Dr. Oz that just surfaced of him saying he drinks piss.
Oh,
Let's get
no.
that on television. Let's see.
The Turks are never going to recover from this, man.
Urine, by the way, if you haven't had anything fancy, has a sort of a nutty smell to it. And that sort of tastes like that, too.
Wait, did you hear? Well, let me go back to the beginning.
Depending on what we're putting in it, it'll smell one way or the other. Urine, by the way, if you haven't had anything fancy, has a sort of a nutty smell to it. And that sort of tastes like that, too. Okay, well, we spent a lot of time talking.
Yeah, nutty. Like it's got a nice tannin. It's got oaky, kind of a oaky, burnt, earthy flavor.
Tastes like your right nut, nutty.
Man, it's not been a good year for Turks in America. Holy shit. We got NS Contat on the one hand, and we got Dr. Oz on the other. What the fuck are you guys doing, bro?
Yeah.
We got to have a elder council meeting and just figure it out. It's not good. Not a good year for the Turkish American community.
Let's let Dr. Oz finish and see how bad it gets.
The
he
aspects
wants to
of
finish
it.
all right.
Pea color and urine, all that comes up as well.
How do you know what that tastes like, by the way? We saw the clip earlier in the show where you said it has a nutty flavor.
Yeah, nutty, a little bit of bark, like cherry wood. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Actually, you look at people's urine, because if you want to see if they're diabetic or if they're spilling certain types of products in there, you can tell a lot from your urine. For example, I'll give you one right now.
Answer the
if your
question.
urine's really bright neon yellow, too many B vitamins.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of folks think, what's wrong with me? Just something you ate had B vitamins, or you took B vitamins. Same goes for diabetics. Tastes like wine, cherry wine.
How do you know how it tastes? Who's tasting it and going?
You gotta do it in med school. That's what you do.
You do?
Actually, you look in that stuff. You do your own urine?
No.
Are you kidding me? Where have you been?
You have, really?
Of course.
Guillermo, have you ever?
No.
I have to
Aren't
say,
you curious
I'm
about
not
your
being
urine?
silly. No, I'm not getting curious. But I've never eaten anything that came out of my body.
I got to be honest. I've never been curious to taste my urine, but that's just me.
Milk.
It's another type of milk. It turns
Dr.
out.
Oz is going to come out and be like, just like cruditates. Americans love tasting their own urine. Am I right, guys? Who hasn't?
Look at the price of this urine. It's outrageous.
Who hasn't drank their own sweet liquid gold? I mean, come on. Yeah. They're attacking Fetterman, claiming that he is disabled. He needs hearing aids to process, to process audio, basically.
This is Pennsylvania Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman's first in-person sit-down interview. Since a stroke sidelined him from the campaign trail for months.
That auditory processing where I'll hear someone speaking, but sometimes I'll be able to be precise on what exactly that they're saying. I use captioning.
His campaign required that he be allowed to use a transcription program on his
Dun,
computer
dun,
during our
dun.
interview.
Wow, bro.
Is John Fetterman more robot than man? Find out at 7. Like, they're making it seem like if you have any sort of like auditory processing issues, like you're literally physically incapable of serving.
Again, Herschel has literal brain damage.
Yeah, I've said this time and time again, which is really interesting because, like, I talk about how, like, I'm ableist when it comes to, people in positions of power. But I always talk about, like, I don't mean ableist in the sense that, like, if you're in a wheelchair or if you're blind or deaf, you can't serve. I always talk about, your brain functions diminishing. And they are cognizant of the reality that John Fetterman is capable. He's been, touring the entire fucking state. He's been out and about on the campaign trail again after recovering from, a life-threatening stroke. And because they can't hit him on, like, is your brain not working good? Like, here's proof. They just try to imply that it's not working. And that wasn't Fox News that we just watched. That was fucking NBC.
Yeah.
So it's really gross that they have been doing this. Tucker Carlson is talking about he has like a tumor on his neck. John Fetterman has a tumor on his neck. He's like talked time and time again about Fetterneck. That's what he calls him.
Dick. What a dish.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But what are you gonna do?
And
It's
I'm
just
gross
the way.
just because of my little silly jokes. In Ohio, by the way, you have J.D. Vance versus Tim Ryan. Very close here, huh? Actually, Vance is in the lead by about 1 point. The leader there, Vance, is actually Alex Jones fan. There it is. He's getting called out here on the stage.
He's not, though, and I'll explain in a second. Let's watch
Wait,
this.
isn't this the guy who was like, yo, Trump said that you kiss his ass?
That's true. He did say that.
Where's
so
that
Tim
clip?
Ryan,
That
Tim
clip's
Ryan's
way
like
better.
kind of a weirdo as well. He's like running a conservative, I'm actually against Joe Biden kind of campaign here, which Ohio is deep red at this point.
It's fine.
So it's
He's
understandable
playing the
that he's
game.
supposed to
Yeah,
be doing that.
he's playing the game.
He's also doing a relatively decent job because Ohio is really interesting. Like, social conservatism aside, Ohio still has like some prominent members of Congress that are very pro-labor. Sherrod Brown is a great example of this, right? So he is running like I'm on the side of the workers. I want to bring back labor to Ohio, which is a good campaign overall. He's also going up against J.D. Vance, however, which is Peter Thiel's favorite lapdog, aside from Blake Masters in Arizona. And J.D. Vance is famous amongst liberals, as a matter of fact, as a never-Trump Republican. J.D. Vance is from Ohio, lived in Kentucky and Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Wrote the Hillbilly Elegy, which shows his disdain for the white working class that lives in the Appalachian areas. However, has completely shifted his narrative to sucking Trump's ass after saying he was a demon for many, many years. He's like one of those Yale boys, Peter Thiel's venture capitalist, who very clearly hates the working class across the board, and even has a specific type of disdain for the people that he grew up with, but is now running on a pro-Trump campaign, and therefore there isn't anything like there's no end to his loyalty to the far right. That's why he says stuff like, I love Alex Jones and shit. But like 2 years ago, he wasn't saying that. He was saying the exact opposite.
Well, here he is. This is this guy. And this was a great moment from the debate. Is this the one that has it spliced in, the previous clip? Hopefully.
I don't know.
That Speaker
I just
Pelosi
grabbed
has
it.
totally bungled and therefore deserves public repudiation.
Well, let me just.
What's this British guy doing in Ohio?
Get the fuck out of there, bro. You got problems in your own country.
Yes, Mr. Tim Ryan, Representative Tim Ryan. Answer for this. Answer for Nancy Pelosi.
Don't you have some
Harry Potter looking ass motherfucker?
Don't you have some shit to deal with some
Liz
Lizzie
Truss?
bullshit? Yeah.
Like that, this is obviously a clip that JD's running to try to misrepresent people. I ran against Nancy Pelosi, JD, for leadership. And you have to have the courage to take on your own leaders. These leaders in D.C. they will eat you up like a chew toy, right? I mean, you were calling Trump America's Hitler. Then you kissed his ass. Not true. It is true. And then you kissed his ass, and then he endorsed you. And you said he's the greatest president of all time. Mitch McConnell gave you $40 million to prop up your campaign. Peter Thiel gave you $15 million. That's $55 million, JD. What do you think they want for that? They want your loyalty. And you proved that you'll kiss their ass too. And look, it's nothing personal. I'm just telling you, like, I've been in this business. It's tough business. If you think you're going to help Ohio, you're not. If you can't even stand up for yourself, how are you going to stand up for the people of the state? How are you going to take on the corporate interests? All the money you took are from the corporations who sent all our jobs overseas.
This
Peter
isn't the
Thiel.
clip, Dan.
This isn't the one that spliced
No,
in, but this is basically
yeah.
the gist of it. I
Well,
mean, this
it's
is
not
what,
even the clip
This
that
is
I-
what he. This is what he said, though. If you're looking for the original clip, it's on Tim Ryan's profile, by the way. If you want to search for it, but it's basically going to be the same exact one. Oh wait, it just play this one.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah,
Those
and this is
young,
one of them.
Precious babies in Connecticut. He said it was a hoax. And he went on and said it was a hoax. And I've met these families from Sandy Hook. Absolutely devastated. You lose a fourth grader to a madman.
Yeah.
And this guy says it was a hoax. Our guy JD says this is one of the most credible news sources in the whole country. And he just got convicted and he just got sued to the tune of billions of dollars that he owes the family for putting them through this grief. And I just want people to know, it's like, we are running for the United States Senate. This is the highest office you could get in this country except for president. And he's running around backing these extremists, the most extreme people in the country, a guy who denied Sandy Hook. He's like, he's credible.
Thank you,
I mean, you don't have to, I mean, it's just, it's massive.
We can talk about, how I got in hot water with with saying that Alex Jones was a more credible source of information than Rachel Maddow. But like one of the things that I saw in the reaction to that tweet was people are terrified of unconventional people, of people who don't think the thoughts that they're supposed
God, he's
to
such
think.
a pussy.
And
Like,
that, to
he's
me,
such a lib.
is like the opposite
He
of what you
is.
want
He's
in an
just
elite.
screaming
You want an
lib.
elite that's willing to think outside the box, that's willing to say, well, maybe this is like a crazy idea, but maybe it's true.
Hey, brother.
Maybe it's true.
Honestly, he is such a pathetic little sniveling liberal. Okay,
Go and run the tape and find out exactly what I said.
He's just a phony. He's a big ass phony bitch.
He basically recalibrated his entire persona originally to like showcase his disdain that he was one of the good ones from the Appalachians. You know what I mean? He wasn't like those hillbilly hicks, right? And went to Yale, sucked up to all these like otherwise liberal elites. and then now is like turning back and being like, I'm a real soda boy. He's not. In the words of Felix Biederman and Chapo Trap House, he doesn't live that soda lifestyle, okay? Even though they call it pop in Ohio, which I'm not going to, I'm not going to entertain that. That's disgusting. But he's not. He's not a real soda boy. He's not a real, yee ass motherfucker. But it doesn't really matter. Republicans still end up voting for dickheads like this. They've done it with Ted Cruz many times over in the state of Texas. Conservatives, they go for this soft pedal bullshit all the time.
I'm trying to find this one clip, but yeah, the guy clearly, I don't know what's so, I mean, it's from this clip here, guys. Not sure what's so difficult about it, but it's from this.
It's maybe that one? I just don't know what, I haven't seen the clip,
yeah,
so it's hard to find.
This is it. All right, this is the last one here.
Just a few weeks ago in Youngstown, on the stage, Donald Trump said to J.D. Vance, all you do is kiss my ass to get my support.
What the fuck's with the audio?
Whoa, I don't know.
That's so weird. It was
What
normal
happened
when
with
I
the
watched
audio?
it. What on earth? That's weird. He says here, what?
I don't know.
After Trump took J.D. Vance's
Sounds like a weird
dignity from
phasing
him
thing.
on the stage in Youngstown, J.D. Vance got back up on stage and said, started shaking his hand, take a picture, saying, hey, aren't we having a great time here tonight?
You know what? It might be mono.
Yeah.
I saw this clip.
Yeah, it probably played fine on your phone, but there's a
It's
phasing
probably
issue.
mono.
Yeah.
Or not mono. It's like it's coming in from the other speaker, probably.
Yeah, and it's canceling itself out.
Yeah.
It'll play fine on a phone speaker, but when you play it through a real system, it gets all fucked up. I can try and find it somewhere else, but I had a hard time finding it in the first place.
It's fine.
I don't know anybody I grew up with, I don't know anybody I went to high school with that would allow somebody to take their dignity like that and then get back up on stage. Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to show what a bitch boy he is. He's just such a phony. He's got.
Yeah.
He's made of rubber, man. What a phony bitch. And he's winning. So there you go. Ohio, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, Ohio wants to be a part of the Confederacy so fucking bad despite its history fighting against it. So it's not surprising that someone like J.D. Vance would also be popular. But he's not all that popular. So at least there's that. Tim Ryan does have a shot in Ohio, so that's good. Moving on, we should go to my favorite state, one of the most banana states on the fucking...
Awesome. Here
and she just picked up an endorsement from Tulsi Gabbard.
God, Tulsi fucking Gabbard. Watch this hot take from Carrie Lake. You guys are going to love this.
I'm a true believer that if MLK, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. were alive today, if JFK were alive today, if our founding fathers were alive today, they would be America First Republicans.
Okay,
I really believe that.
There's a weird
I'm a true
conflict there.
believer
Like,
Martin Luther King is MAGA, bro. Stop.
okay,
Back
maybe
up.
the founding fathers, but like the founding fathers and MLK. First of all, the founding fathers would be like, "What do you mean? What do you mean a fucking Irish Catholic? What?" Like they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you talking right now? Go back to the kitchen right now. Okay?
You're an
You're a
indentured
fucking
servant."
witch.
Yeah.
We are going to drown you." And then they would be like, "That's a black person," and point to MLK. So weird that she would try to lump everyone in together with people that hold so much disdain for two of the other categories there.
It's incredible, Tulsi's arc, man. How she's sitting there
It's
now.
not.
I mean, she's
always
Ugh,
been
so
like this.
vile.
She's always been a grifter. I've been a big Tulsi truther from the jump. A lot
Yeah,
of people
good
yelled
for
at
you.
me.
Good for you, bro. You know, and then if you go again to Georgia, you got Marcus Flower versus
Marjorie
Margarine
Taylor
Titan
Greene.
Green.
Yes.
And she's dominating. She's
Victim
destroying
of
him.
divorce court, Marjorie Titan Green. Holler at me.
She, God rest her soul, a true American, saying that, she is the victim of January 6th during the debate with her opponent.
For the record, I'm just going to keep it a $1.50 here. Marcus Flores has absolutely zero fucking shot at winning.
No, zero.
There's no chance in hell.
I mean, here, you guys want to see he has less
there
than
it is.
1% chance of winning. No poll forecasts him winning. And, well, not looking good.
70-30 is the popular vote
What
estimate at the bottom there.
that's not looking good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, in Georgia, they love their Titans, man. But here she is.
Well, it's just that district. I think a lot of people are a lot of racist ass Georgians are like frustrated that if black people are not disenfranchised enough in the electoral process,
right?
As they're comfortable doing. But then also on top of that, there's a lot of immigration into Georgia from other states. Like a lot of people are coming into Georgia from other states. Like Asian population has increased a lot, which has turned the state more blue or purple rather, alongside the anti-disenfranchisement movements that were backed by Stacey Abrams, who's also running again against Stacey Abrams is running against Brian Kemp, and you know that disdain is represented in someone as big as a freak as Marjorie Taylor Greene is. You know they love that shit. The more anti-Semitic she is, the more they love it.
Ben
the more
Shapiro loves her, boy.
the more they love it.
The more anti-Semitic I am, the more they want me on Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Here is anyway a hot take from her during her debate.
Has said Marjorie Taylor Greene is not who they want representing them. So yes, this campaign is about Marcus Flowers, not MTG. Thank you.
Shapiro, it's your turn. I need a rebuttal to that. You cannot accuse me of insurrection. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. That was the third day I had on the job. I had nothing to do with what happened there that day, and I will not have you accuse me of that. That is wrong of you to do. You're lying about me, and you will not defame my character in that manner.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Greene?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely, but you pushed a big lie that said he did not win the election.
There was election fraud.
You drove those people to the Capitol on January 6th with your lie.
We're
going to move on. Josh Rowe, it's your turn to ask
and my husband has.
I love that. She goes, my husband has the proof.
Yeah.
Ask him.
My former husband.
Well, ex-husband.
My husband has the proof, damn it. I've seen the receipts.
Yeah. I mean, she's a victim of January 6th. She's a victim of divorce court, soon to be. You know, hey, you shouldn't have fucked the yoga instructor. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, during the insurrection, more like she had an erection because she was so happy about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, can you guys like and share this so we can please ratio Ben here? Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. On that note, I think we should wrap it up.
There's one more that I'm not going to get into, which is Adam Frisch versus Sloan Bober, and she's destroying him as well in Colorado. God bless. She's a mess. She's a freak, bro.
Yeah.
But there it is. Well, guys, one more time, vote.org. It's not too late in 22 states to register. And even if you're not in one of those 22 states, just register so you're ready for the next one, right?
Yeah.
True.
Can't wait to vote illegally, boys.
That's what I'm saying. And vote. Remember, guys.
I already voted 4 times.
I was going to say vote. Remember to vote. Vote twice. Vote 3 times. Just get in there and vote as many times as possible. It's a federal crime, but don't worry about it.
It's a felony. We are encouraging you to do a felony.
If you're white, you'll be fine.
They're coming for you after that, dog.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be here tomorrow for After Dark. Hassan, thank you as always. It's been a leftovers bonanza.
Yep.
And a joy and a pleasure as usual, guys. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.